See, ma, there are some conditions in which the position of center of mass does not change. Clear, no? So when all the particles, if they are in rest position, then center of mass will not change. That's all, no? All the particles, they are in rest position, then center of mass also will be in rest position, it will not move. Similarly, when particles are moving such that the momentum of all the particles gets cancelled. Understood, no? Particles are moving such that all the momentum of all the particles is becoming zero. Then also position of center of mass will not change. Another condition is due to internal forces. What is meant by internal forces? For example, you are walking on a boat. You are walking on a boat. So if you move forward, boat will move backwards. There is movement here, but the center of mass position does not change, because for a total system, all the forces are internal forces. Understood, Nama? Similarly, explosion of a bomb. Bomb explodes because of internal forces or external forces? Only because of internal forces. So here also position of center of mass does not change. So these are the conditions in which position of center of mass does not change. Understood, Nama? So write down one question related to this one. So related to this one, we will do one question. Second point. Are you able to understand, ma? So consider this is one point mass of mass 2 kg. Okay, ma? Moving with the velocity of 4 meter per second. And consider this is a point mass of mass 8 kg. Okay, ma? So what is its velocity? Such that center of mass position should not change. Are you able to understand, ma? Question, have you understood? So there are two masses, ma. This is a mass of 2 kg and its velocity is 4 in this direction. Mass of this body is 8 kg. Then what should be the velocity of this body such that center of mass position should not change? For example, this is a heavier body, no, ma? 8 kg is a heavier body, no? So center of mass will be somewhere here. This body is moving, second body is also moving, but the center of mass position should not change. For that condition to be satisfied, what should be the velocity of 8 kg body? Can you say, how can I do this calculation? How can I do? M1 V1? How can you say M1 V1 is equals to M2 V2? How can you say? See, ma, bodies are moving, no? So you take V center of mass. Velocity of center of mass is equals to M1 V1 dash plus M2 V2 dash divided by M1 plus M2. This equation we have, no? And we are saying that center of mass position should not change. So what is the velocity of center of mass? Velocity of center of mass is 0, no? Position మారకూడదు అంటే center of mass యొక్క velocity ఎంత ఉంటుంది? 0. So is equated to 0. So 0 is equals to M1 V1 dash plus M2 V2 dash divided by M1 plus M2. Clear, no? So multiply this one to 0. Then what I will get? I am left with M1 V1 dash plus M2 V2 dash should be equal to 0. That's all. What is the mass of first body? 2 kg. Velocity of first body 4. Mass of second body 8. Velocity I don't know. Total should be equal to 0. Okay, ma? So therefore 8 V2 is equals to minus 8. So V2 is equals to how much? Minus 1 meter per second. So velocity of 8 kg body should be how much, ma? Minus 1. What does minus 1 indicate? It is moving in opposite direction. That's it. Understood? That's all, very simple. అర్థమైంది ఎలా చేసాము? So velocity of center of mass should be 0, no, ma? So equate it to 0 and do the remaining calculation. That's all. Fine. So see this question, ma. So this is a boat. Length of the boat is capital L. Mass of the boat is capital M. And mass of this man is small. Clear, no, ma? See, ma, if he starts moving onto the other side of the boat, then what boat will do? Boat will start moving backwards. Clear, ma? See, ma, for a person to walk forward, he should push the boat backwards, no? You are able to walk on the ground only because of friction. మీరు వాకింగ్ దేనివల్ల చేయగలుగుతున్నారు? ఫ్రిక్షన్ వల్ల. You are pushing the ground backwards. Ground is pushing you forward. Same concept here also. So if this person should travel to other end of the boat, he should push the boat backwards. So boat will move backwards, this person will move forwards. That is what should happen. So by the time man reaches the other end of the boat, find the distance moved by the boat. Boat will move how much distance? So let us draw a new diagram, Sima. So this is the initial position of the boat. Boat is present initially here. Understood now? Now man is here. So by the time man reaches to other end of the boat, let us consider boat has moved by a small distance. Clear now? Now man is present here. Okay. So boat has moved by how much distance? Boat has moved by a distance of x. Clear now? Then when compared to the initial position, man has covered how much distance? Man has covered, Sima, this is the initial position of the man, no? This is the initial position of the man. And this is the man where he is reaching, this is the final position of the, boat should move backwards, no? Mistake in the diagram. See. So, this is the boat. Initially, man is present here. Then, boat should move backwards, no? So, consider boat has moved up to here. Here, no? So, what is the distance moved by the boat? Boat has moved by a distance of x. So, this is the initial position of the man, this is the final position of the man. Man has covered how much distance? Man has covered how much distance? Clear, no? So, if he travels from here to here, then total length traveled is L, no? He is starting from here, this position. If he travels up to here, then this total length is L. This total length is L, no? Clear, no? But this person traveled only up to here. So, therefore, what is this distance? This distance is how much? Total L minus x. So, L minus x. That is the distance moved by the man. Are you able to understand, ma? So, if he travels from here to here, then the distance covered is L. He started from here, but he ended up to only here only. So, only this much distance I require, which is total L minus x, L minus x. Understood, no? So, therefore, question is based on change of positions, no, ma? Question is based on what? Change of positions. So, therefore, you take delta x center of mass is equals to m1 delta x1 dash plus m2 delta x2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. Okay. Now, the person is moving only because of internal forces, no? What is meant by internal forces? For example, if you take this total system, okay, on this system, externally is anybody applying force? ఈ టోటల్ సిస్టంలో ఎక్స్టర్నల్గా ఎవరన్నా ఫోర్స్ అప్లై చేస్తున్నారా? నో, నోబడీ ఈస్ అప్లైయింగ్ ఫోర్స్. సో మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద బాడీస్ ఈస్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఓన్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్. అండ్ ఆల్రెడీ వీ స్టడీడ్ దట్ ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ కెనాట్ చేంజ్ ద సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ పొజిషన్. ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్సెస్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ పొజిషన్ని మార్చలేవు. ఇట్ మీన్స్ డెల్టా ఎక్స్ సిఎం డాష్ విల్ బికమ్ జీరోను. వాట్ ఈస్ డెల్టా ఎక్స్ సిఎం డాష్? చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ పొజిషన్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్. There is no change in position of center of mass. Center of mass is there only. Okay. So previously, if center of mass of both the masses is somewhere here, now also center of mass is present there only. Center of mass position is not changing. So delta x cm dash will become 0. Clear number? Now see. So m1. Let us take m1 is the mass of the boat. What is the mass of the boat? Capital M. Now what is the change in position of the boat? Boat has moved forward a distance of x, no? Plus x or minus x? Plus x. Clear, no? And what is m2 mass of the man? What is the mass of the man? Small m. Small m. Clear, no? And how much distance man has moved? Man has moved in opposite direction, no? He started from here, he ended up to here, negative direction. So plus L minus x or minus L minus x? So minus of L minus x. Clear, no? Divided by total masses are capital M plus small m. Okay. Just if you solve this one, I will get the required values. That's it. Very simple. Have you understood, ma? Change of center of mass position is not there. So change in center of mass position is 0. Okay. M1 is the mass of the boat. Boat has moved forward, no? Positive direction, plus x. But man has moved it negative direction. So minus of L minus x. Now just do this calculation. So therefore what I will get finally, so capital M into x minus m into L minus x. Total how much it is? Total it is equal to 0. Okay. So do the calculation, mx minus ml plus mx is equal to 0. So x, if I take common, capital M plus small m is equals to ml. So therefore x value is how much more? X value is ml divided by m plus m. Okay. So this is the answer. So that is the distance moved by the boat. Boat moves by this much amount of distance. Is it clear? So very simple calculation. Is thrown with a velocity of 20 meters per second at an angle of 37 degrees with respect to horizontal. So what is the meaning of this one? So it is thrown like a projectile, Noma. So from here a bomb is thrown. With how much velocity? With the velocity of, initial velocity is how much? Initial velocity is 20 meter per second. And what is the angle given? Angle is 37 degrees. Then this one, it traces a parabolic path and it should reach like this, no? Okay, ma? If I throw at an angle of 37 degrees, it should trace a parabolic path and it should reach here. But what is happening at the topmost position here, it is exploding into two parts. It is exploding into two parts in the ratio of 2:3. 2:3 means one mass is a 4 kg body, another mass is 6 kg body, no ma? So 4 plus 6 total 10 kg. 4:6 is 2:3 only, no? So it is splitting in the ratio of 4 kg and another one is 6 kg. Okay. Now at the highest point, what will be its velocity? Clear, ma? Highest point. 0 etla avutadra projectile kada idi. So at the highest point, okay ma, velocity of projectile or velocity of bomb will be how much? It will be u cos theta. Already we studied in projectile motion, no? In a projectile, horizontal velocity will never change. And at the highest point, vertical velocity is 0. Highest point lo ఏ velocity 0 అవుతుంది? Vertical velocity 0 అవుతుంది. Horizontal velocity మారదు కదా. So at the highest point, only velocity which is present is u cos theta. Horizontal velocity will never change and it is present at the highest point. So at the highest point, what is the velocity of the bomb? It is u cos theta. Kinematics లో చదువుకున్నాం కదా ఆల్రెడీ మనం. Initial velocity is how much, ma? Initial velocity is how much? It is 20 and angle is cos 37. So 20 into cos 37 value 4 by 5. So 5 4s are 16 meters per second. So this is the velocity at the highest point. Okay, ma? So at the highest point, what is happening? It is splitting into two parts. So this one is having a mass of 4 kg, this one is having a mass of 6 kg. And what is the total velocity of the bomb? Total velocity of the bomb is 16 meters per second. Understood, Nama? Are you able to understand? So therefore, what is the velocity of a bigger mass? Velocity of the bigger mass is given, Nama. How much it is? 30 meters per second. So velocity of this mass is how much it is? 30 meters per second. And velocity of the smaller mass, do we know? Velocity of 4 kg body, I don't know this one. So first of all, how can I calculate velocity of 4 kg body? Can you say? Velocity of 6 kg body already given, 30. Okay. Velocity of total body, 16 meters per second. Then what is the velocity of 4 kg body? Law of conservation of momentum we can use, no ma? What is law of conservation of momentum? If external forces acting on the system is 0, momentum always is a constant. చదువుకున్నాం కదా. In law of conservation of momentum we have studied, no? Clear, no ma? And bomb is exploding because of what forces? Internal forces. So forces are internal. Forces are internal. Therefore what I say? Therefore momentum is conserved. Momentum conserve అవుతుంది కదా. Okay. What is momentum equation? Total initial momentum is equal to total final momentum. Before explosion, after explosion. Before explosion, what is the total mass? 10. What is the total velocity? 60. After explosion, what is the mass of 6 kg body? 6. What is its velocity? Plus 30. Okay, ma? So after explosion, what is the mass of small body? 4 kg. What is its velocity? I don't know. This is how we write momentum equation, no? Total initial momentum is equal to total final momentum. Momentum before explosion, and this is the momentum after explosion. Clear, no? So therefore 160 is equals to 6 3s are 18, 180 plus 4 into V2. Clear, no? So therefore V2 value is how much? Minus 20 divided by 4. So minus 5 meters per second. Okay. What does minus 5 indicate? Minus 5 indicate that 4 kg body is moving in opposite direction. Minus 5. So it is traveling in opposite direction with a speed of 5 meters per second. Up to here, is it clear? First make a note up to here. Are you able to understand what we are doing? So first of all, we are calculating velocity at the highest point. At the highest point, body will have which velocity? Only horizontal velocity. Vertical velocity is already 0. Kinematics lo chadukunnam kada. Then we are using momentum equation, because bomb is exploding because of which forces? Internal forces. Internal forces can never change momentum of a body, no? Law of conservation of momentum we have studied, no? So therefore forces are internal, total momentum is a constant. So total initial momentum is equal to total final momentum. We got velocity of 4 kg body. Okay? Come on, first make a note up to here. Okay, ma? So once I know velocity of 4 kg body, then can you say what can I do? Then can you say what can I do, ma? Why? Already the momentum equation we have used, no? Okay. So same equation I can calculate by using center of mass concept also, no? How can I calculate by using center of mass concept? See, ma. So velocity of center of mass is equals to m1 v1 dash plus m2 v2 dash divided by m1 plus m2. I can calculate like this also, no? Are you able to understand, ma? So this one we have calculated by using momentum concept. Now I am calculating by using center of mass concept. Velocity of center of mass. Velocity of center of mass means velocity of bomb only, no? Velocity of bomb only, no, ma? See, bomb is exploding only because of which forces? Internal forces. So velocity of center of mass will never change. Velocity of center of mass will never change even after explosion also. Because explosion is happening because of which forces? Internal forces. Internal forces can never change the position, can never change the velocity, can never change the acceleration of the particle also. So velocity of center of mass is how much? 16 only. Clear, no? So what is the mass of first particle? 6 kg. What is its velocity? 30. And what is the mass of second particle? 4. What is its velocity? I don't know. Divided by total mass is 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Are you able to understand? 6 plus 4 is 10. So 160. 160 is equals to 180 plus 4 into V2. Again I got V2 is equal to minus 5. No? Okay. So by using center of mass also I got the same relation. Are you able to understand, ma? I have used a momentum equation here. Here I am using center of mass concept. Whatever it may be, I got same answer. Is it clear? Okay. Now see. So actually what he is asking, ma, he is asking us to find out positions. So see, ma, here bomb has exploded here into two parts, no? So what is the velocity of 6 kg? Velocity of the 6 kg is 30. What is the velocity of 4 kg? 5 meters per second. Okay. So this is an example of particle thrown from top of a tower, no? This is an example of particle thrown from top of a tower. So bomb will explode at which height? Bomb will explode at which height, ma? H max. H max relation we know, no? What is the equation of H max? Shall I rub this one? What is the equation of H max? U square sine square theta divided by 2g. Clear, no? So first of all, calculate equation for H max. What is the maximum height reached by the bomb? So it is equals to u square sine square theta divided by 2g. So substitute. Initial velocity 20, no? 20 only, no, initial velocity. So 20 into sine 37. Sine 37 whole square divided by 2 into 10. Clear number? So 120 get cancelled. So 20 into sine 37 value 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 whole square. So 20 into 9 divided by 25. So 5 4s are 5 5s are. So 9 4s are 36 divided by 5 meters. Clear number? So 36 by 5 is how much? 7.2 meters. Okay. So that is the maximum height reached by the bomb. Okay. So at the maximum height, now this one has exploded with a velocity of 30. Okay. This one is traveling with a velocity of 5. Now this is an example of horizontally thrown projectile, Doma. So for horizontally thrown projectile, what will be the range? For example, this body reaches up to here. Clear, Doma? How can I calculate this range? Range of horizontally thrown projectile. చదువుకున్నాం కదా చెప్పండి. So range of horizontally thrown projectile is how much? R is equals to root velocity into time. So root 2h by g multiplied by velocity. U, initial velocity. This is the formula number. Already we derived this one. Equation for range of a horizontally thrown projectile. Okay? మర్చిపోయింటే ఒకసారి కైనమాటిక్స్ మళ్ళీ తిరిగేసేయండి. Are you able to understand? So therefore R is equals to, what is the initial velocity of 6 kg body? 30. And what is the height, ma? From which height it is thrown? 7.2 divided by g value is 10. So do this calculation, you will get R1. What is R1? Horizontal distance traveled by 6 kg body. Clear, no? Similarly, you can calculate R2 also, no? R2. What is R2? Now this body is thrown with a 5 norma, it will reach somewhere up to here. So this distance is called as R2. Okay. So add R1 plus R2, that will be the distance between 4 kg body and 6 kg body. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? Is it clear, ma? Now calculate R2. How can I calculate R2? I will calculate R2 here. R2 is the horizontal distance covered by 4 kg body. Again, what is the formula? U into root 2h divided by g. So initial velocity is 5 multiplied by 2 into height of which height? 7.2 divided by g value is 10. So calculate this one, you will get R2. Okay. So therefore, final distance between okay, 6 kg and 4 kg body is how much, ma? How can I calculate the distance? That is nothing but R1 plus R2, no? So do this calculation, that is my answer. Okay. So from this position, this is R1, range of 6 kg body. This is R2, range of 4 kg body. R1 plus R2 will give you the final distances between R1 and R2. Is it clear? That's it.